Buongiorno a tutti and welcome to my channel. So first of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Christian and I have a YouTube channel based on wildlife and local tourism. This is my first video in English because I want to show you guys something very interesting that you can do in Milan, especially if you love bicycles.
In fact, guys, today I'd like to take you on a bike ride starting from the Darsena to explore the rural side of Milan, cycling through bike paths immersed in the countryside among canals, rice and wheat fields.
So before to start guys, let me tell you something. All my videos until now have been in Italian. This is my first video in English and is an experiment. But if you like this content, you can let me know in the comment section if you love it or not. So in this way I can figure it out if I should keep making content in English. But anyway, even if you don't understand Italian, all of my videos are really interesting and beautiful content about Italian wildlife, local parks and stuff like that. So if you don't understand Italian, you can put YouTube AI generated subtitles. In English, by the way, are quite precise. So I suggest you to watch my videos, you won't regret it. Let's begin with the video now. We start from Milan's Darsena, a whole dock of the city. Yes, in the past, this small piece of water was a proper harbor. In fact, Navigli was projected by Leonardo da Vinci and the main function was transport the gods from the lake and the sea straight to this point, to Milan Darsena. Today guys, we are going to retrace the old route that the boat takes through this ancient canal. It's going to be very amazing. The trip that I suggest starts from here to Bereguardo. Once there, we are going to reach il Ponte delle Barche, a proper boat bridge not so far from Bereguardo and is on the Ticino River. We'll journey through the countryside, which offers beautiful landscape and the chance to see wildlife species like herons. And we are going to explore small towns rich in culture and food. Just to be clear guys, you're not obliged to do all the path that I suggest. Along the way, there are several spots that you can stop and enjoy. What I'm suggesting here is just a trip. Whether you complete it or not, or stop earlier, is up to you. So for this trip, I'm not alone. I'm with my friend Vittorio. You like a lot bicycle, is it?
Yes, bicycle is my favorite means of transport. All time.
Okay,
In Milan, I use all time bicycle.
Vittorio has an electric bicycle that he built by himself. With skills in electronics, he constructed his own bike and, I must say, having tried, it's truly comfortable and well-functioning. As for me, I have a regular non-electric mountain bike. This route, in fact, is quite simple and doesn't require specific or well-equipped bicycles.
Now we need to cross this small bridge and go to the other side for take the bicycle path alongside the Naviglio Grande.
Now, let's head to the starting point of the route. Starting from the Darsena, you'll need to cross it by going over the bridge and taking the path that runs alongside the Naviglio Grande. This is exactly where it begins. You can use the Caffè Signor Vino with its red umbrella and outdoor seating as a reference point.
Okay guys, so as you can see, the Darsena is there and here is the bicycle path. In fact, in this point we start our journey. Now it's all the way is straightforward and our next stop is going to be Gaggiano, a small villages in the countryside.
Okay, I need to make a correction. This starting point isn't a dedicated bike path, rather it's open to both bicycles and pedestrians. It's a restricted traffic area, but you might encounter vans or delivery vehicles heading to local shop and restaurant. Nevertheless, this road is mostly bike-friendly, except for a few points where you might encounter cars. Along this initial route, you'll find several bars and restaurants where you can have breakfast, lunch, or enjoy some ice cream before continuing your journey. You might also come across people who are practicing paddling or canoeing along the Naviglio. From here, the pedestrian path ends and you may encounter some section where cars can also pass, but as I mentioned, it is almost all cycle friendly and quite simple because it is all flat and straight up. The really interesting thing will be notice the changing as we go along from urban to countryside. This is the Church of San Cristoforo, built in 1398. Right next to it stands an ancient bridge over the canal. We begin to leave Milan and arrive in Corsico, a small town on its border. Here the surroundings start to become less urban and you begin to see the first patches of countryside with farms that we call in Italian cascine. We start to approach Gaggiano, a small town crossed by the canal and the first stop on this trip. Upon arriving Gaggiano, you'll immediately notice the colorful houses with the canal running through the middle. I recommend going up on the bridge. If it's a sunny day, the view of the colorful houses against the blue sky is truly stunning. Gaggiano is a very beautiful historic town, and I recommend visiting it. I'll leave you a link to the English Wikipedia page in the description below.
We arrived in Gaggiano, an historical and charming village along the canal. If you are tired and you don't want to get to the end of the path, you can decide to stop here and take a stroll along the Naviglio and enjoying the local food or tasting some beautiful and good gelato. Now guys, we need to cross this bridge to reconnect the cycle path on the other side of the road.
Here as well, to get back on the bike path, you simply cross the bridge to the other side of the road. Once you crossed, you'll immediately see the path that leads you back onto the bike trail. In any case, follow the canal and you'll see the path running alongside it.
From there guys, our journey becomes more rural and offering beautiful sightings of countryside and water-related species like heron and other kind of wild birds. As you can see, we are not really far from Milan, but the environment has totally changed.
The road becomes more wild and rural. The canal is more untamed and along the way you'll come across historic farms where you can stop and buy their products. As I mentioned, you might see birds searching for food in the fields, just like these two.
So guys, along the way, keep your eyes open. I have a white egret, beautiful herons, which is very easy to see in these environments, and another birds, I don't really know the name in English actually, but we call ibis sacro.
As we continue, we will surely meet more of these birds. These environments are very popular with this type of animals, especially during this period when the rice fields are full of water. I didn't take out my camera here, but I zoom in with the mobile and as you can see there's a cormorant, another water-related bird that is easy to spot along this route. What I really love is being immersed in these rural settings, where in the past boats loaded with goods used to pass through to reach the Darsena of Milan.
We arrived at Castelletto di Abbiategrasso. On this side, you can continue on the bicycle path toward Cassinetta di Lugagnano and Robecco sul Naviglio, two beautiful villages alongside the canal, which I suggest you to visit. If you want to see them, let me know in the comment below and I'm gonna make another kind of video. So now we are going to take the other side of the way, which is the bicycle path towards Naviglio di Bereguardo. In fact, in this point, there are the Naviglio splits in two ways. So this way is Naviglio Grande, and the other way is Naviglio di Bereguardo.
Once you take the road along the Naviglio di Bereguardo, from here on it's entirely a bike path and everything becomes even more rural. Look, there's another cormorant fishing. Along this route, you can go to Morimondo, which is not far from Castelletto di Abbiategrasso. The direction to the town is well marked on the bike path. Here we are in the Ticino Lombardy Regional Park, a river park with woods and some agricultural fields where cereal like rice are grown. In fact, one of the typical local dishes is risotto, and cattle and pigs are also raised here. I've made a video about these topics, I'll leave the link in the description. Today, this canal is mainly used to irrigate the fields, but in the past it was very important for Milan because it was used to transport goods from the sea, mostly salt from Venice. It was built in 1420 thanks to the Duke of Milan, Filippo Maria Visconti. Goods from the sea were transported up to the Po River and brought to the Ticino River, then on to Pavia. From Pavia they were transported by land to Bereguardo, placed on the canal and transported to Castelletto di Abbiategrasso, where the Bereguardo Canal meets the Naviglio Grande. From there they would reach Darsena. This uncomfortable transportation route was abandoned at the beginning of the 19th century, when the Naviglio di Pavia was completed and it directly connected goods to the Darsena. I think that this is a truly interesting trail because it is cultural. Along the bike path, you will find information panels that explain the history of the canal and its use in agriculture. In addition, you can practice bird watching, as birds are very easy to spot. Another aquatic animal that can be easily spotted is the nutria. This is another invasive species that is creating several problems for this ecosystem. Another very interesting and beautiful thing to see are the stone bridges over the canal. You will come across several of them during the route. These are the rice fields full of water, where at this time you can see cattle egret, another species of heron that is also easily spotted in these environments, especially in the rice fields. And to finish, we couldn't have a better encounter, the most famous of all herons, the grey. We were very lucky to see it during its hunt. In its beak, it was holding a large lizard that it had just caught. These small reptiles are part of the diet of this skilled predator. In my opinion, it's the proudest and most elegant of all herons. Even though it's very easy to spot, it's always a pleasure to watch it, especially when it's hunting. In this place, far from traffic and noise, you can witness such amazing sightings. Alright guys, when you see this old farm, it means you're almost there. Here is an information panel with a QR code that you can scan to learn more about the history of the Naviglio di Bereguardo.
Okay guys, we arrived in Bereguardo, where the cycle path ends. And this is the starting point where the Naviglio di Bereguardo is born. Okay, so now I'm a little bit starving, we are looking for something to eat, and then we are going back on the way for reach Ponte delle Barche on the Ticino River.
In Bereguardo, you can find restaurants that offer typical cuisine. But we arrived at 3 p.m. and they were closed, so we opted for a local pub and we have a delicious German great pork knuckle with fries. And trust me, it was really good. We got back on our bikes. It takes about 10 minutes to cycle from Bereguardo to the bridge over the river, but this time it's not a bike trail, but a road with cars. Finally, we are at the boat bridge, a stunning work built in 1374 by the Visconti family, lords of Milan. The bridge was mainly built to connect the two banks and also make trade easier. Initially made with wooden, later replaced with concrete boats. Starting from the Darsena to get here is a total of about 43 kilometers, all on a bike path except for a small piece of road from Bereguardo to the bridge. It takes about 2.5 hours, and on the way back, if you don't want to cycle, you can take the train to Milan from the Abbiategrasso station.
Finally, we arrived at Ponte delle Barche, a beautiful boat bridge on the Ticino River. Here, there is a small piece of land that you can lie and tan if the weather condition is good. Today is, it's a little bit cloudy, but we have a nice day. So not too far from here you can find bars and stuff like that where you can hit something like sandwiches or ice cream. So now I think we're going to lie and rest a little bit, and then we go back again in Milan. Hey guys, this is the end. Thank you so much for joining us on this beautiful cycling adventure. I hope you like it. If you want to other videos in English, let me know in the comment below. Give me a thumbs up and please subscribe to my channel. And ci vediamo al prossimo video. Ciao!